Soon after the creation of the Nintendo 64, Nintendo wanted to start work on the next big gaming console, and that being the Nintendo Gamecube. In this week's episode of Retrodox, we're going to talk about the Nintendo Gamecube. The year was 1997, and Nintendo launched a small little company called ArtX, staffed by 20 engineers who at one point were part of the creation of the Nintendo 64. ArtX in 1998 partnered with Nintendo to begin work on system logic and graphics boards for Nintendo's next big thing, codenamed Project Flipper, and soon began working on their 6th generation system, which had several codenames from N2000 to Nintendo Advance. Then in 1999, at a press conference, Nintendo announced their next console, they called Project Dolphin. It was going to come out after the Nintendo 64. And soon after that, Nintendo started releasing development kits out to game developers, including such ones as Rare and Retro Studios. Then, they soon partnered with IBM to develop Dolphin CPU called Gecko. ArtX was acquired by ATI in April of 2000. By this time, ArtX has stated that Project Flipper had been completed and ATI had then become the next big supplier to the video game market via Nintendo, and that Dolphin was going to be the next biggest console with 128-bit architecture. August 25th, 2000, at a press conference, Nintendo announced the official name of their next console as the GameCube, and then at E3 the following year. It was the second console Nintendo had released without a Mario title accompanied with it, the first being the Famicom. Soon Nintendo began their marketing campaign with the catchphrase "The Nintendo Difference" at the E3 2001 reveal, with a goal to distinguish themselves as an entertainment company. Soon later slogans were to come, such as "Born to Play" and a voice whispering "GameCube," with a cube rotating into the GameCube logo. The launch price was at $199, which was $100 less than Nintendo's two competitors, PlayStation 2 and Xbox. On a side note, it was leaked in 2020 that Nintendo had planned on creating a portable GameCube with a built-in display and the ability to dock to a TV, and it also was leaked that they had planned to create a successor to the GameCube, calling it Project Takeo, which is supposed to have HD graphics and slots for an SD card and memory card as well, and it was going to be released in 2005. The official release in Japan was on September 14th, 2001, with 500,000 units shipped to retailers. However, it was supposed to be released on November 5th of 2001 in the States, but was pushed back to allow the number of available units to increase. And the official US release was on November 18th, 2001, with 700,000 units shipped to retailers. Sadly, however, the GameCube didn't last long, as Nintendo discontinued it in February 2007, so they could focus more on their next portable console, the Nintendo DS. Reception for the GameCube was mixed, with PC Gamer praising it for its hardware design and the launch game quality. However, CNET was a bit more mixed on it, saying yes, it did lack a lot of what the competitors had going on at the time, but praised it on how inexpensive it was and the game lineup for it as well. A lot of reviewers, however, labeled the GameCube as toyish, and soon sales began to fall, and it caused a massive financial harm to Nintendo, calling the GameCube an unmitigated failure. Many of the games, though, that came out for the GameCube, such as Pikmin, Chibi Robot, Metroid Prime, and Luigi's Mansion, soon became Nintendo franchises and sub-series. Well, my final thoughts on the GameCube are this. I remember having one briefly at one point in time in my life, and had used it only for one game, and that was a Yu-Gi-Oh game that I had liked at the time. Other than that, I really didn't have much interaction with the GameCube in my life. If you remember the GameCube, or if you have one in your collection today, let me know down in the comments. Hey, thanks for watching to the end of the video. Just a few quick announcements before we part ways for next week. Again, I do have a merch shop and a Patreon, so if you wish to buy merch or donate to my Patreon, the links are down below. Also down below will be a link to the Nostalgia Hunters podcast, which is the podcast I am currently co-hosting for a while with another person as well. So if you want to listen to that, please do. Each and every week's episode, the new link will be up there for you to listen to as well. Again, thanks for watching, and peace out and stay frosty.